Tell me about the Ye concert. You were there.
I wasn't at no Ye concert. I am not interested in going to a Kanye West concert. This Kanye situation is interesting, though.
Tell me.
Because I didn't know he was back with Live Nation.
Oh.
Am I making this up? Somebody told me that this weekend, that Kanye West is back with Live Nation. Is that true?
I find that hard to believe.
I thought so, too. But somebody told me that this weekend. They said Kanye...
Is it possible that he still owes them money on a touring contract?
I would think so, because his last situation, he remember he left him on the hook for $100 million. Remember Jay-Z got him back in the groove, and he was, I think Rock Nation and Live Nation fronted him $100 million for a tour, and he never finished that tour.
So there's a version, if he didn't pay that money back, they're like, nah, we need to recoup still, buddy. We need to recoup.
It's interesting that Wireless Festival dropped him. It's interesting that all the sponsors dropped him, because all of the sponsors had to know who was headlining. They don't do that. Like, that's not the way these festivals work. These festivals let the sponsors know who's headlining, and then the sponsors come on board.
Even an established festival that, like, you already know that you have to book out the venues way ahead of time.
I would think so.
I don't think so. I think
like Coachella, some of the acts get booked like really close to the date.
Yeah, I think that's possible. The sponsors know.
But the sponsors are always on deck, unless this is a multi-year sponsorship where Pepsi was already signed up to sponsor Wireless for 5 years.
Could be.
If every year they're bringing in new sponsors, which is usually the case, even if it's the same person, they're still trying to get new sponsors. They usually let the sponsors know, and the sponsors themselves, the brand safety people for the sponsors don't just say, yeah, we're going to sponsor you and you book whoever. That's not how that shit works.
I think it is how it works.
No.
I think some of these shows get so big where it's just like, all right, I'm sponsoring this show because I know how big this show is. Like
Google
Wireless,
that, Chris.
Coachella. Like some of these shows are just so big, you know there's going to be big acts.
Google, did Pepsi know Kanye was the headliner? They had to know. There's no way.
So then why pull out?
Bad press?
But
backlash, maybe?
They would already know that that's going to happen.
They would have did it beforehand.
Just, you could chat GPT.
But maybe they didn't. But maybe they didn't know. Here's the reason why. If you just watch Kanye sell out these 2 spots in Los Angeles, right? And you see all of these people coming to watch Kanye West. If you're Pepsi, you're like, yo, let's see. Maybe he's back. Maybe it won't be no issue. Let's see. Pepsi pulled their sponsorship of a London music festival after the festival revealed Kanye West as his headliner. Pepsi withdrew its sponsorship of Wireless Festival following the announcement that diagnosed rapper Kanye West 48 will headline the event. Pepsi has decided to withdraw its sponsorship of Wireless Festival. The brand was the headline partner of the festival, which will take place from July 10th to July 12th in London, with West headlining all 3 nights. Other sponsors, including PayPal and drink brand Diageo, have also pulled out of sponsoring the event following the announcement. Representation for Diageo cannot be immediately reached for comment. The sponsorship pull came after Prime Minister Keith Starmer publicly criticized the headlining choice. That's what happened.
Oh.
It is deeply concerning Kanye West has been booked to perform at Wireless despite his previous anti-Semitic remarks.
Oh.
Nazism. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Prime Minister said something. The Prime Minister said something.
Well, I think the UK blocked him from even coming to the country.
Yep.
Yeah, after the fact, yep.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I mean, is it? What's crazy?
He's not convicted of any crime. He's just
shut the fuck up.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm so sick of y'all not convicted of crime, people.
What you mean?
Well,
it's not about being convicted of crime. Andrew, if somebody came in here and took a shit, listen, if somebody came in this studio and took a shit on the Flagrant Studios and then grabbed the shit and started throwing it at all your staff and throwing it at Alex and everybody else, would you ever let that motherfucker back in here?
That's assault.
Huh?
That's assault.
It don't matter. The person did something to offend you. All right, fuck the shit in the throwing it. If somebody came in here right now and said, fuck you, Andrew, suck my dick, you pussy, I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit, blah, 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 this and that, whatever. All right, man, get the fuck out my studio.
Yeah.
Which, you on WTF. If somebody came in there, fuck you, Alex, you piece of shit. Fuck you and your trash-ass studio. You ain't shit. Then got on social media and disparaged WTF. Fuck WTF. They ain't shit. They pieces of shit over there. Don't nobody go over there and support them. Would you ever let that person back in your studio?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, then. So what are we talking about?
Another thing, Al, the way that you could frame it is, like how many British people lost their family members fighting against Nazis? Like, so if you're welcoming and headlining a festival in a country where hundreds of thousands of people were murdered, you know, women and children bombed, like, you know, dads, brothers, uncles, grandfathers killed at war, and now all of a sudden this guy is headlining. I would imagine Britain might have a little bit. Now, we fought the Nazis too, but they weren't fucking, what is it called? What is that bomb shit that they were doing in Britain?
They had
Blitzkrieg.
The Blitzkrieg
They
wasn't happening.
They
Like,
had denazification.
right.
But there's also this strange history of British rock stars in the aftermath of that, in the 70s and the 80s.
So the punk movement, they were kind of embracing the
Right.
Nazi attire as a rebellious act.
David Bowie also
Also,
very
you got
much.
the Prince, whatever his face, Harry, dressed up as a Nazi
SS.
or an SS soldier in the Halloween. So it is a slippery slope. It's like the Prince could dress up as a Nazi for a Halloween party, but when Kanye is spouting the Nazi propaganda and saying he loves Hitler and he's doing all this anti-Semitic shit, he can't perform at the Wireless Festival.
No.
And he did apologize.
I don't give
Not trying to make the case for him, because I don't fuck with him. But I'm just saying he did apologize. He tried to right the wrong that he did.
Listen, here's the thing. Whenever you offend somebody, I tell people this shit all the time. This is why free speech is not free. There is a price.
He sold swastika shirts.
Yes.
Guys. Like, let's
Yes.
No. It's
fucking, like,
yeah.
There is a price to every word that comes out of your mouth. So if he says something that makes people not want to fuck with him, and they got the power to be like, nah, we don't want you here.
Right.
Nah, we don't want you there. That's on them.
right. I was shocked that he was able to get SoFi Stadium to agree. Like, I'm so curious what that's about.
Money talks.
Money talk. Yeah.
Listen, I saw
Shit sold out.
I saw black people saying this
Crazy
week.
cousin.
I saw black people saying, why are black people being so forgiving of Kanye? Wearing the White Lives Matter shirts,
Facts.
you know, talking down on George Floyd,
Why do you
denouncing
think?
Black Lives Matter. I mean, listen, black people are, I'm not going to say all black people, some black people are forgiving people, and people just love Kanye West. And by the way, it wasn't like it was just black people at the SoFi Stadium, but when I saw that question, I thought that was a good question that might need to be answered by somebody.
Yeah.
Like, because he hasn't made no apologies to black people.
Nope.
Don't you think there's a sense now that whatever he says is just for shock value and there's not a lot of deep sentiment under it?
So he's a provocateur.
It's almost got like a Trumpian kind of vibe to it where he's just going to say whatever, right? Like
So, Chris, you don't accept that from Trump?
Exactly.
because the stakes are higher with Trump. Kanye doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit.
That's not true. The ADL said that his rhetoric increased anti-Semitism by a huge number. I don't know if that's true or
That's
not.
like out the window now. That's so far down on the list of concerns. Like, I mean, I think it's very interesting. If you had told me 5 years ago a major artist could release a song called Heil Hitler, and that wasn't the end of their career, I would have said, no way, but here we are.
Listen, all I'm simply saying is this. Everybody deserves grace, right? But I'm also not in the business of telling people that were offended what they should and shouldn't be doing. Because I know if you offend me, it's fuck you forever. There's certain people out there right now that have done things to me that I know I'm never fucking with this individual ever again.
Yep.
Ever. So
But do you make a distinction for an artist? Because I think that's the key kind of point of this, right? Like, we all have
when you say
we all have certain artists that we appreciate their art, but we don't agree with them as people. And are you able to make a distinction?
Is Heil Hitler art?
I don't think anyway. No, it's not.
It's
No, but I
like,
think like, can you enjoy the music before he went?
yeah.
Not if it said Hail Hitler.
No, he said
No,
before.
before.
Of
Like,
course, we
he's
all
made
love.
some- he made
We all love
phenomenal
those.
But Bowie did go through a Nazi stage. Like, that's real.
Y'all are missing the point, though. If I own these venues, if I'm the prime minister of a country, and I don't want you here because you have offended me and my people, you ain't coming here.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that too.
But that's my point. There's nothing. There's
But I
nothing.
think he should still be able to say it and then just live with whatever the consequences. Yeah.
These are the consequences.
I think Australia said that Candace Owens couldn't come or
Yeah.
something like
Yes.
that. Yeah, so
But
this is
you
not
would be
like
okay
a
with
novel.
that? Like, say if you said something on the radio that offended the prime minister of the UK, and you feel, hey, I have freedom of speech, I can voice my whatever I want to voice. You would think it's okay for them to not let
What
you in
makes
the UK?
you-
I
I'm talking about-
probably can't perform in China.
Listen,
I'm being dead serious. Like, I probably can't perform stand-up comedy in China.
Me
Can
neither.
I go there?
Alex,
Maybe, but yeah.
my free speech wasn't intruded on.
Yeah, you were able to speak
I was
freely.
able to say what the fuck I want to say, but there's not freedom of conscience.
Also, they don't have free speech in England. That's free speech is only in America. In Canada, they have freedom of expression, but they don't have
What
freedom of
does that mean?
speech. Like, you could dance it or whatever.
Really?
No, I don't know. But like, there's different limitations.
It's a different
Well, I
level.
think they have stricter libel laws
Yes.
than in the U.S.
So it's like, this is a specifically American thing. And I think that we're kind of projecting on the rest of the world. Like, oh, don't you believe in this? You're a Western democracy, yada, yada, yada. But like, they don't. They got different viewpoints on things. And low key, like, America, we've kicked people out for their viewpoints, right? Like, wasn't the Trump administration kicking people out because they're like, yo, you support Gaza or you support,
Yeah, at one point,
you know what I mean? So it's like, there is this feeling like if you don't get along with whatever the status quo is, now I feel like the status quo is supporting the atrocities of having in Gaza, but like, if the powers that be don't feel like it,
You know what the problem is? People really think that there's no consequence to their actions because of this shit right here. Y'all think that y'all can get on because you've never been punched in the face, because you've never been fired, because nothing has ever happened to you. You think that you can just get online and talk and say whatever you want and not have to deal with it. Then when you get beat up or shot or they don't want you in their country or they don't want you in their venues, now all of a sudden it's like, I should be able to say what I want. Who the fuck told you that?
yeah.
And I think people also might feel that way because when you see Kanye perform like he does, and then he can go to SoFi, still get Live Nation back, still sell it out 2 times. It's like, hey, you know what?
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can.
No, maybe you can. Maybe you can get some of the people, some of the time, but you're not gonna get all of the people, and that's part of dealing with the consequences of your motherfucking words.
I've had venues cancel on me for far less.
Yeah.
I had venues cancel on me because I said COVID came from China.
But it did.
They ain't apologize. You know what I mean? Like, at one
literally
point in time, that was a
named
racist.
after the lab that it came from.
My boy. I know, but in that time, a venue made a decision. I can't do nothing about
And then
that.
you can do about
They're
it.
a private venue.
So what do you do moving forward? You either say what the fuck you want to say,
Or
you watch what you say,
Exactly.
because you want to reach a broader audience.
there are other places he could perform. He could perform in Iran right now. he would sell out everything in Iran, Lebanon. He could sell out anywhere in the Middle East. They're listening to that Kanye song on full volume.
By the way, Kanye is a person who never really had to deal with consequences until now. These last few years, you're watching Kanye West have to deal with the consequences of his words and actions. And that's his battle to fight. He got to go through that. He know what he said. He know what he did. He know who he said it to. He know who he did it to. So he got to eat that.
So we get to see how important it is for him to be free and say what he wants. Is it more valuable than money, or is it not?
And that's the craziest part about the Kanye West situation. What did he actually say? There's nothing he said that was of value. There's nothing he said that was thought-provoking. Like nothing. Like it's not like he actually made a stand.
But that's always Kanye.
But that's my point. It's not like he actually made a stand and said something that really like, oh man, you know what? He's got a point. And that actually was a good point. And it's wrong that he's being punished for that good point.
No.
No, that never happened.
He was just repeating a lot of the bad conspiracies that people say online.
Yeah.
It was bullshit and it's fucked up, and now, you know.
The guy made a song called Hell Hitler, didn't say he didn't want nobody to listen to it.
The merch with the swastikas is crazy.
Y'all crucified LaRussell way more than y'all did Kanye.
Yo,
you know
facts,
what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like y'all crucified him for saying even Hitler was heaven sent. Kanye gave y'all Hail Hitler.
Yeah, but
God
LaRussell ain't give us Runaway, man. It's a Runaway.
By the way, now can we talk about that? Now let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people.
Dog Twisted Fit.
Let's talk
That's
about
how powerful music is,
not
bro.
even just music. Some people's art was so historically good.
You're right about it.
And did something to us emotionally that you ain't letting that shit go. How many people can get away with murder literally because of their art? How many? Who are the people?
I mean,
Everybody. If you've made a classic anything, and people have an emotional investment to you, especially during your formative years, it's hard to let that person go, bro. It's hard to let that person go.
It's also like a scientific thing. It's not even really in your control. There's studies that show like around the age of 15, 16, 17, the music that you listen to the most at that period kind of gets embedded in your brain almost.
Yes.
And you're kind of attached to it emotionally for the rest of your life.
And that's the thing. It's not even that you're attached to the artist, to Chris's point. I just think you're attached to whatever you was doing during that time.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever you felt during that time is what you're attached to.
Yeah.
And even if somebody like Kanye West or, whoever it is goes down in flames, you're still thinking about that moment in time. You can't let it go. This music will always bring you back there.
So it is kind of selfish in that way. It's like you're really protecting like the way you felt. You're not really protecting the guy.
That's true.
That guy just made you feel a way, and you don't want to not feel that way when you hear this music again. So you're like, well, he must not be that bad because I want to keep feeling this way.
Yep.
And that's right.
Yep.
And things like concerts take you right back to that place.
Yep.
That's why all of these concerts with all these older artists hit so hard.
Nostalgia
The
effect
nostalgia,
is crazy.
man. Like you can go to these concerts and watch your favorite artists sing your favorite songs. You probably with the crew that you came up with when y'all went to these concerts when y'all was 15, 16, 17. It's like, yo, that shit means something. That shit matters. So it's not even necessarily about the artist. I just want to go feel that feeling.
I want to feel it again.
You know what I mean?
I want to feel it again.
Feel that feeling.
Yeah. That's with everything, bro. That is with everything. Yeah, if you can get people to where they personalize what it is you're creating, they'll protect that no matter what. And music just has a profound effect, man.
It definitely does.
Music is different than anything else. I don't even know if people act like this with anything else. Like maybe with sports, you care so much about your team. Like you're willing to look past the fuck shit that some of the athletes have done.
Clear.
Sports.
Yeah,
Definitely sports.
Yeah.
Definitely sports. Let's pay some bills.